was everything. Footsteps learning how to fit. Two doors down the same hallway, names we answered to like it. Frames of summers on the wall, smiles pinned where years can't move. We grew up in borrowed shelter, called it home because we could. Something shifted without a sound, no word to hold it in. I felt the cry of change its way, and didn't ask what it meant. There's a line between the titles, between the blood and what we're not. I stand on one side of the sirens, here stand where I can't cross. No confession, no rebellion, just distance, learning how to stay. Family is the role we follow when feelings don't know what to say. Gentle plates and careful lights, chairs that keep their space. We sneak in safe, familiar tones, avoided the shape of names. Hands that hover then returns, and pockets to the seams. We practice not noticing what noticing might mean. Trace the hallway in my head, count steps I shouldn't take. It's strange how closeness learns to strain. For everyone's sake, there's a line between the titles, between the word and what it hides. I choose the way, keep it in order, over truth that breaks the ties. No promises, no secret vows, just learning how to remain. Family is the name we honor when feelings won't obey. I didn't choose this weather, there's a line between the titles, and I see it clearer still. Acceptance doesn't heal the ache, it only steadies well. No hope left up is patience, no dream I need to chase. I keep the house, I keep the order, and put the feeling in its place. lights go low. We live with what won't be. Some lines are kept by staying still and learning how to be.
Streetlights flicker like warnings, painted lines on broken stone. Every wall tells us who owns it. Every step says not alone. Your shadow crossed my sidewalk, where my name's not meant to stand. We learn hate like a language before we learn to hold hands. Sirens cut the air between us. Every sound a loaded sign. I cross the border with my heartbeat. You crossed it with your eyes. This is my ghetto serenade, sung too low, too late, too real. I don't promise we'll be safe now, only promise what I feel. If loving you is reckless, then let it break the rules. I'll sing your name between the gunshots and call it peace with you. The knuckles cracked but never bloody. Concrete dust on loyal skin. They say I owe the streets my anger. Say you're where the trouble begins. Every friend becomes a question. Every glance a loaded thread. I'm torn between the ground that raised me and the night we haven't met yet. Territory tightens around us like a fist we can't outrun. Every kiss feels like a warning. Every silence loads a gun. This is my ghetto serenade, not a song that saves the day. It's a whisper in the crossfire, begging hate to look away. I don't swear this is the violence, I don't say we'll make it through. I just know the night sounds softer when it's bleeding into you. Maybe love could be a ceasefire, or the spark that lights the flame. Maybe we're just proving hearts don't care about the names. If tomorrow turns against us, if the streets refuse to bend, decides who's right. Echoes bounce off alley walls. A siren fades, then nothing calls.
Found you in a shoebox corner, dust on the plastic case. Your labels curling at the edges, handwritten names half erased. I press play, the room leans closer. Warm noise fills the space. Every note arrives a little late, like it's learning my face. The song remembers something I can't hold the same way. It stutters where the chorus should be, then asks me if I'll stay. It's a tangled tape in my hands, ribbon spilling what it can't say. Side A keeps calling your name, side B won't play it the same. I rewind to the sound of us breathing, static softens the truth I keep. Some things don't vanish with time, they blur when you try to repeat. Side B turns darker, thinner, voices sinking to the drums. The laughter's there, but it's distant, like it's borrowed from someone else's lungs. I pause in the space between songs, where silence learns to be kind. The years hum low in the background, chewing the edges of time. Click a rewind feels hopeful, then pulls me back too far. I hear the same line twice in a row, like a scratch on who we are. It's a tangled tape in my hand, stuck where the good parts stay. I pencil the wheel, turn slow and careful, praying it won't tear. I know the pitch won't come back steady, I know the warble will keep, but I'd rather the sound be crooked than clean and completely asleep. I try to fix what time bent out, with patience shaking hands. I smooth the ribbon, breathe it flat, accept the damaged plans. Some warmth lives in the wearing, some truth lives in the drag. I let the song keep its bruises and put it gently back. It's a tangled tape still turning, less clear, more tender now. The words arrive like old friends who don't remember how we sounded when we were perfect, before the pauses grew deep. I love the way it falls apart when it tries to remember me. The note hangs on, then lets me go. The tape stops mid-belief.
Bicycles against the fence, paint chipped, chains still warm. We drew a map on a notebook paper. Every road said far from here. Laugh like nothing ever ends. I believe you without doubt. We named the sky, we named ourselves. Back time was something we'd outrun. Years didn't want us when they came. It just kept moving slow. One voice started answering late, then stopped returning home. We sealed it with a pinky promise, held too short to last. I call your name into the evening. It only sends it back. An echo standing where you were, repeating what we said. Not broken, just an answer no. The promise faded, not dead. I searched the streets we used to claim. It's sunset, soft and still. The places know me, not your face, like you were never real. That hand on map is folded dear, corners all lost. before they meet the world. Thinking promises and forget. Just change this name and melt inside the way I smile when I remember us the same. I call you once into the dark. No answer, no reply. The echo keeps you close enough so I don't lose you. Street is quiet, daylight's gone. Your echoes all that's left. The room is quiet after the bell. Chalk dust hanging like a thought. Books still open, pages breathing, lessons ending where we stop. I notice how the silence listens when your voice explains the line. Just admiration, clean and careful, something nameless, something mine. There's a weight inside the quiet that I didn't plan to feel. It arrives without permission. Ask me what is wrong or real. This is a forbidden lesson, not written down, not meant to stay. I can name it without touching. I can see it fade away. There's a boundary in the knowing. There's a line I won't erase. Some understandings teach us best when they're left in their place. I rehearse the rules in daylight like equations I can trust. Ethics drawn in straight conclusions. Distance doing what it must. Curiosity taps my shoulder, then retreats before it speaks. I learn more from what I'm leaving than the answers that I see. Every thought gets weighed in silence. Every word I don't allow. It's not fear of what could happen. It's respect for here and now. This is a forbidden lesson, held between the lines and time. I acknowledge, then I loosen every question from my mind. There's no glory in the crossing, no reward for being brave. Some connections ask for wisdom, not the courage to misbehave. Growing up is choosing distance when the feeling learns your name. Understanding is enacting, knowing doesn't mean a claim.
off the books. Stay close.
Morning comes too early here. The gate is open wider than before. Cardboard signs on folding chairs, numbers written where names once lived. Her table's out beneath the sky, cups she washed 1,000 nights. Every crack in porcelain knows a story it won't tell today. I walk the yard, I learned to run. Each step feels borrowed now. Nothing's broken, nothing's wrong, but everything is leaving somehow. This is Grandma's yard sale, where the past is laid in rows. Every for sale tag is honest, every memory says don't go. You can buy the chair, the clock, the frame, but not the way it felt when home was more than walls and ground and didn't belong to anyone else. The mango tree still casts its shade like it promised it would stay. It watched us grow, it watched us leave. It won't be asked to go today. Laughter once filled every plate. Hands reached out without a plan. Now strangers test the weight of things they'll never understand. I pick up what she used to hold, set it down, then try again. My hands hesitate too long, like they're asking for permission. This is Grandma's yard sale, where the heart is hard to price. Every step feels like I'm selling something I didn't own in life. They carry pieces down the road like furniture and stone, but what I lose can't fit in cars. It only live right here as home. There's no one left to wait inside, no light that knows my name. I realize returning here won't ever feel the same. Some places don't forgive the truth that time has claimed its ground, and love becomes a quiet thing you carry when there's nothing left around. This was Grandma's yard sale. Now the yard is almost bare. The ground remembers every footstep, even if no one's there. I don't fight it, I don't plead, I let the silence be. Home isn't somewhere I can go, it's something that's leaving me. The yard stands still, the tree still breathes, the day moves on its way. I take one last look, then turn around and leave what can't be made to stay. Found an album in a quiet drawer, its cover soft with age and dust. Black and white smiles stare back at me, so close yet hard to trust. Your eyes are laughing mid-second, frozen just before the sound. I know these faces by their names, but not the ground they stood on. The corners curl, the paper bends like time learning how to breathe. I start to see what wasn't taught, but lived in secrecy. You were young before you were certain. You were restless before you were strong. Every rule you later carried once felt heavy in your hands. Youth is just a borrowed title, passed along when seasons change. What I'm holding isn't history, it's the echo of the same. There's a jacket I don't recognize, a grin I've never seen you wear. Dreams caught in a smaller frame, still bold enough to stare. You stood where I am standing now, unsure which way to lean, trying to turn tomorrow into something you could keep. I used to think the distance meant that we were worlds apart. Now I see the same questions written differently, same heart. You were young before responsibility put weight into your name. Every choice you learned to live with started trembling just the same. Youth is not a lost possession or a story worn with pride. It's a role we play then hand away when the next one steps inside. Not the answers or the scars we never chose. It's the courage to keep moving with what little each one knows. You were young before you my shelter, before you learned to hide the fear. I am young inside your footsteps, learning what it means to steer. Youth becomes a shared language, spoken softly then replaced. A quiet line of open hands reaching through each face. The album closes without a sound. The dust returns to rest. I carry forward what I've seen and leave the rest ungiven. I'm breathing on the sidewalk, your silhouette against the glass. We traded looks, not history.
the moment pass as it passed. No names held long enough to matter, just voices learning how to sit in the quiet space between us, where nothing asked for more than this. Time leaned in and lost its edges. Clocks forgot what they were for. Every second felt unfinished, like we'd been here once before. It was only one night moving through a room without a trace, but it settled in my bloodstream like it planned to stay that way. No tomorrow in our sentences, no past we had to face, just a moment that kept breathing, one night turning into age. Smoke curled up around the ceiling, night air heavy in our lungs. We shared a space, not a future. Two strangers speaking without tongues. Your reflection kept on shifting in the mirror in my eyes, close enough to feel the distance, close enough to say goodbye. Every sound grew thick and slower, like the dark refused to move. I could feel the night recording everything we did and do. It was only one night living on the edge of something real. No intentions, no directions, just the truth we didn't steal. You were never mine to keep here, I was never yours to chase, but something crossed the line of ours and refused to know its place. Morning came without announcement, like too honest for the room. Your side cold, the air untouched, like you'd vanished with the moon. No regret inside the silence, just an echo standing still. Some encounters don't need reasons, they exist against your will. It was only one night ending before daylight learned our names, but it left a quiet fraction, nothing time could rearrange. I don't look for you in faces, I don't hope we meet again. I just carry how it changed me, like a scar that doesn't bend. Footsteps gone, the street still breathing. Night lets go, the echo stays. I live in pieces of your hours, borrowed corners of the night. My phone screen's breathing in the darkness,
while the rest of you stays light. I learned the shape of quiet rooms where my name is never said. I'm the truth you whisper into walls, then leave untouched in bed. I keep asking simple questions that you dodge instead of face. How long does a heart keep beating when it's kept in second place? I'm tired of the shadow living, I'm tired of waiting to be small. Being chosen in the silence isn't chosen at all. I don't need a crown or promise, just the courage to be seen. I can't keep surviving love that raises me by morning. Every time you say it's complicated, I feel simpler disappear. I fool myself into excuses so your daylight stays clear. I memorize the exits, I know when not to stay. I watch the light crawl off your face when someone calls your name. For devotion and waiting for a sign, but hunger doesn't turn to wisdom just because it stays polite. I'm tired of the shadow living, of being brave in the dark. You don't lose what you keep hidden, you just teach it how to break apart. I don't wanna be your secret or your almost or your why. I'm more than an afterthought, you visit when the world's asleep. Here's the truth I've been avoiding while I carried all the blame. Love that won't stand in the open is afraid to say your name. This isn't me demanding forever or pretending I'm clean. It's me choosing not to vanish for the comfort of unseen. I was tired of the shadow living, now I'm tired in a different way. I still wanna be chosen, but not at the cost of my name. If you can't give me daylight, if I'm always something less, then keep your careful silence. I'm done negotiating breath. The shadow's still behind me, but it's no longer where I stand. The gate still leans the same old way. Paint is tired, but it never fell. Footsteps echo where we used to race, past the walls that learned our names so well. Dust floats in the afternoon light, through windows cracked but still light. I swear the air remembers us, even if the years don't recognize. The bell rings once without a rush, like it forgot why it should shout. Time moves slower in this place, and maybe I'm just older now. On a desk by the window side, there's a coven that refused to fade. Two crooked names cut too deep by hands that didn't know how time behaves. We thought youth was something known, something we could always claim. Funny how the longest promise here is written in the grain. Uniform sleeves too long for me, shoes that scrape the hallway floors. You laughed first, then looked away like first love does, unsure. Notes past folded, far too neat. Hearts loud in a quiet room. Every replay feels shorter now, like songs that end too soon. The bell rings twice and lets it go, no urgency, no demand. The clock keeps secrets to itself. I don't argue, I just stand. On a desk by the window side, there's a carving time forgave. We swore forever with a pocket knife on a surface never break. Faces blur, the voices don't, they linger soft and plain. Funny how the truest thing are the ones that couldn't stay. We don't fit inside those chairs anymore. Our shadows learn to grow, but I'm glad we were once small enough to believe we'd always know. I don't wish to walk it back or fix what slipped away. I'm thankful just to find the proof that we were here one day. On a desk by the window side, that carving still remains. Not a promise, not a plan, just a moment that outstayed our names. You've moved on as it should do. Love learned another shape, but something soft and honest stayed in letters we couldn't erase. Quiet, untouched still. The bell sleeps in the frame. I leave the room with lighter steps, smiling at what time couldn't change.